Well, it's time for another speaker's tip this week. This one is going to be pretty direct. Here's the simplicity. I have never felt like I had enough time to prepare for my speech. And that's something I had to learn to deal with, because for years, every time I went to speak, I felt like I hadn't had enough time to prepare for my speech. And I realized that one of the things as speakers can happen to a lot of us is that we always feel we need to be better prepared, but it's time to speak. So I can tell you from my experience that even preparing for the World Championship, where I was working for 30 straight days, and that was after 13 years of competing, and I'm trying to get ready for the speech, there were still things that I wanted to change. There were still areas that I felt I needed to be more confident in, but it was time to deliver. There was a movie years ago called All That Jazz. And some of you that have lost as much hair as I have will remember it. I think it was back in the 70s. But Roy Scheider was in it. It was about a Broadway play, and he would get up and he'd feel just like crap. And he'd get up, splash his face, there's water on his face in the morning. He'd look in the mirror and he'd dry off and he goes, "It's showtime." And that's a little bit the attitude you have to have as a speaker. It's like you get up and it's time for you to go on. You said, I got to go. It's showtime. And you've got to throw all that viewpoint of not being prepared. I'm not ready. And you know what? I'm going to run with what I got, and I'm going to do the best job I can with it. Now, there's two sides to this. One of them is that you're probably never going to feel that you're as prepared as you should be. So just let go of ever feeling like I'm going to be as prepared. If I'm going to feel that way, just let go of that. I'm never going to feel like I'm as prepared as I can. The second one is to be able to, in your mind, in your prep, prepare as fast as you can. Get your thoughts and really look at what I want to talk about. What are the stories I want to share? What are the messages? What are the hooks in my talk? Be able to do that as fast as you can. And I actually practiced this in my Toastmasters environment for many years, where I would be a hot seat speaker, and if somebody didn't show up, they'd tell me I needed to speak. So I had to come up with a speech right away. And I put myself in that environment so that I would not take 2 weeks to try to put a speech together. I would be able to put a speech together in 2 minutes. Okay, I want to talk about this. Here's the opening. Here's the conclusion. I got 3 examples or 3 stories or 3 points I'm going to make that point. Okay, I got it. You can put a speech together that fast. So that's one of the components of being able to be a good speaker, is knowing how to prepare quickly, with the caveat, you're still not going to feel like you're prepared enough. So that's the tip for today, is just get out there and go, it's showtime, and give it the best you've got, and just let go of any feeling you have that you're not ready, because when you step on that stage, it doesn't matter. Time is now. Time's to perform. And that's what starts to separate the people who are competent and can do this from the people that are incompetent and can't get out of their own way, because they can't get out of their own head with all their doubts and insecurities that they have, and they stand up and they're nervous and shaking. Now, we can all have doubts and insecurities, and I don't want to say you can't overcome those, because I've overcome tons of those. But there are a lot of people that never do overcome them. And if you're going to make it in this business, if you're going to make it just going out there trying to change the world, you're going to have to overcome those things and just go, it's showtime. Let's go out. Let's do the best we got with what we got right now. It's time to perform. So with that, go out and let's change the world. I'll see you next week.